Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2024 for episode 23 of my career mode with REMBE Pro Cycling Team Sauerland. As always, brought to you by REMBE Pro Cycling. Last time I left you with a cliffhanger. It's May 1st in game, which means that it's transfer dossier time. I can start selecting riders that I would like to sign in the next season. So let's take a look at the market. Now, looking at the transfer market, I am quite surprised because wow, if we want, we can sign Jonathan Milan 40 points. So we'd have to spend most of our transfer points and we could get the best sprinter in the world. Now, obviously, that's not realistic, so I won't be doing that. Looking at specifically German riders, there's quite a few that actually spark my interest. Marco Brenner is definitely on my list. Also next to that, Georg Steinhauser. Looking at their stats, 70 full mountains, 75 medium mountains, 75 hills for Marco Brenner with 72 time trial, 5-star potential when it comes to stage races. Meanwhile, Steinhauser, 76 mountain, 75 medium mountain, less hill, but 74 time trial, also 5-star potential when it comes to stage races. So out of the two riders, I think Steinhauser is the better signing right now. So I'm gonna open dossiers with him. There we go. If at any point the rider agent of Steinhauser keeps making him more expensive when it comes to transfer points, then I might switch to Brenner. Technically, if we save some more dossier points, we could afford Niels Pollitt, but he's 32 and he's basically a better version of Steimle, so I just don't need that right now. Oh la 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 la. Alex Aramburu is on the market. 75 medium mountain, 76 hill, 72 mountain, 72 sprint. I'm actually not going to do it, but I am interested in Mauro Schmidt. 75 medium mountain, 76 hill, 74 time trial, 72 cobble, 70 sprint. Very versatile rider, Swiss, so kind of fits in the spectrum of countries we've had in the team so far. So for now, I'll keep him in mind. And actually, another Swiss rider, Yannis Fozar, 76 mountain, 74 time trial, solid medium mountain and hill as well. That's a GC rider too for our team. Honestly, the Swiss transfer market looking pretty good for us. Another rider I might like to sign is Paul Magnier from Soudal Quickstep, 75 hill, 74 sprint, 81 acceleration. This is kind of the rider that I was hoping Noah Isidore would become, but he just didn't. So Mauro Schmidt, Yannis Fozar and Paul Magnier. Who should I go for? I really don't know. Honestly, I've got absolutely no clue what to do here. With his 5-star potential, Paul Magnier on paper has the better upside, but his current stats are slightly lower, but I think I'll take the gamble on him. There we go. Paul Magnier is officially on our transfer dossier list. Okay, 2 riders selected. We've got 3 points left, but I'll save those for the next period. So let's do that. There we go. Anyway, we are going to do some racing in today's episode as well, starting off with a one-day race, Eschborn-Frankfurt, one of the most important races in our season. Because, well, it's a sponsor objective. We have to get a top 20 at this race for REMBE, our sponsor, to be happy. So let's make sure that happens. Looking at the parkour, it's pretty simple. 2 proper climbs, but a flat finish. So I think a reduced sprint. Michael Matthews, Deli, Bajoli, Bussato, Ayuso, so a pretty proper start list. Our man for this race is most likely Tim Thorn-Teutenberg, so let's try and get him over these hills. Looks like we're starting off with a 0 day on Teutenberg, so 69 hills, sprint stats 77, so that's pretty good. As long as we can get over those hills, that's great, but Herzog with a +3, I think he's our backup leader if Teutenberg can't get over those hills. So 80 kilometers to go, we're going over the second big climb of the day. Teutenberg has suffered, but he has survived, so let's hope we don't get caught behind any splits in the descent now. Okay, that worked out well. We're near the front of the peloton with about 50k to go. Still a breakaway of 6 riders up the road, only 2 minutes 40, so I'm not too worried. There's one obstacle left, that is the Mammelshain climb, but after that, it's sprint time. So I reckon I should be good. We survived Mammelshain, breakaway has been caught, but now loads of riders are trying to attack away from the peloton. It's Louis Joleurs at the front trying to keep everything under control, but it's not easy. Last 2.5 kilometers, Herzog, Steimle and Teutenberg. Ooh, I'm taking over very late with Steimle. That's a bit of a bummer, but we should be fine. Come on, come on, come on. Teutenberg can launch in this corner. There we go. Teutenberg versus Deli versus Matthews. Come on, Teutenberg. Come on, Teutenberg. It's definitely going to be a top 20, but no victory. We get second behind Arno Deli, which is a good result, to be honest. If this sprint was really close, I would have been salty, but we were beaten properly by Arno Deli, so I'm really happy with that second place. And actually, next to Teutenberg, Steimle and Herzog also in that top 20, so we get a triple. And here it is, our race objective for Eschborn-Frankfurt top 20. Super success because we got a top 3 instead. That makes 2 out of 2 when it comes to our sponsor objectives so far. Next to that, our season objectives, win 5 races, finish in the top 32 of the team ranking. Gotta be honest, that's gonna be easy. Our next race is not a sponsor objective nor a one-day race. We've got a 5-day stage race starting off with a sprint, second day a sprint, third day a sprint, fourth day a sprint, and the 5th day is a mountaintop finish on the Kekesteto climb, I think. 16 kilometers kilometers 5.1%, but the gradients in the last portion go up to 14.2, so the last part is the hardest. And honestly, when it comes to our team, we bring our two biggest riders, Tim Toren Teutenberg as our sprinter and Pablo Torres as our GC rider. And it looks like we are the favorite for every single sprint stage in this race with Teutenberg because the competition is worse. So yeah, it's simple. We have to win. Before the stage started, Teutenberg was already the favorite, but with a +2 on the day 78 sprint, this should not go wrong, but I gotta be honest, I'm having a hard time keeping the front of the peloton with my train, so let's hope positioning works out. Come on, get Teutenberg to the wheel of Vöge. There we go on the left side of the road, 4-man train. There we go, last 6.5 kilometers in an okay position. Martin is kind of ruining my train, but now it's okay. Last 6 kilometers, can't go all out yet with Burnett, and SSLs have to happen right now. And I'm gonna go 99 on Burnett right now. Can we get through? Teutenberg, don't disconnect from the train. Don't disconnect. Lurs can go right now. Burnett out of the way. Can Teutenberg come out somehow? Teutenberg, why is Wilkes here? Out of nowhere. Teutenberg, where are you? You're in the wheel. Okay, last 2 kilometers. Why am I sprinting with Vöge? I don't know why, but I'm going to do it anyway. Teutenberg, there we go. Last kilometer incoming. We're going to try and come past Stuyven here. Come on, Teutenberg. Come on, Teutenberg. Come on, TTT. Van Hemelen, Stuyven, Teutenberg. Teutenberg wins the first stage, but that was stressful. That was very stressful. There we go. First stage win in Tour de Hongrie. Let's hope we can win every single sprint in this race. The guy that came 5th, Daniel Skerl. I think this guy is going to Bahrain victorious in real life next season. Anyway, stage 2, another sprint, so let's try to win again. Now that is pretty beautiful. Tim Toren Teutenberg in the yellow jersey of the Tour de Hongrie. It's not the Tour de France, but one day in this series, we will get a German in yellow. At the Tour de France, that is. Entering the last 15 kilometers, and the battle for positioning at the front of the peloton has begun once again, so we gotta make sure we have a good position into the last 6 kilometers. Last 3.5 kilometers, our position is okay, but not excellent. Teutenberg is not on the wheel of Vöge, but now he is. Last 3 kilometers incoming, actually. Last 2 kilometers, Vöge can take over with the sprint. Teutenberg in the wheel. Come on, come on, come on. Can we come past last kilometer? Come on. Teutenberg versus Stuyven versus Martin Romero. Vöge still near the front. We're gonna lose this one. We are gonna lose this one to Martin Romero, 73 sprint on Polti Cometa. That's a bit of a bummer. In a race like this where we are the all-out favorite, every single loss is a failure. It's as simple as that. Anyway, we can't let it impact our mindset. Stage 3, another sprint. Once again, Teutenberg favorite, so let's get another win this time. Last 3 kilometers, position is not great, not great, not great. Can we come past? There we go, through the middle. That is good, that is good, that is good. Let's start the sprint with Lurs. Vöge in the wheel right now, can launch. Last kilometer incoming, spending loads of red bar on Teutenberg. That's not great. He can launch right now. Teutenberg versus Martin Romero versus Van der Horst, and Teutenberg is gonna win. There we go, a pretty simple victory. Once again on the podium with Tim Toren Teutenberg. He keeps on winning for the team, and that's why we signed him, so it's not a surprise to see this. Most of you know this, but Pro Cycling Manager is the reason I fell in love with pro cycling all the way back in 2005. But actual cycling myself, that journey started with Zwift, the go-to training app that makes indoor cycling much more enjoyable. If you are looking to try Zwift, but you don't have an indoor smart trainer yet, you are lucky because right now, they're celebrating their 10 years of Zwift. Basically, if you buy any of their smart trainers through the link in the description, you will get Zwift Play controllers for free. Zwift Play allows you to steer your avatar left and right in Zwift, use virtual shifting, and trigger power-ups or give ride-ons without having to grab your phone or your computer mouse. Anyway, through the link below, check it out. Anyway, on to the last sprint stage of the Tour de Hongrie. Teutenberg once again favorite, so let's hope we can get our third victory here. Houston, we've got a problem. A 7-man breakaway, closest rider on roughly 2 minutes of GC, and I only just noticed that they've got 12 minutes on the peloton with 80 kilometers to go, so Hannes, Wilkes and Burnett, I've put them at the front of the peloton. They're gonna have to be pacing all day because we gotta get these guys under control. Honestly, I think I bottled it. 37 kilometers to go, the gap is still 11 minutes and I can't get it closed down at all. 18 kilometers to go, the gap is 9 minutes, so the break is gonna win. It's now all about getting the gap as closed as possible to make sure Torres can still win GC on the next mountain stage, because what a disaster of a stage today. Teutenberg has fallen? Really? Oh my god. I'm just gonna keep going because Torres GC is more important right now. I have a gap in the peloton forming as we speak, so Lures just keep on going on 90, my friend. Looks like the split is about to be closed. Oh my god, Burnett has fallen, Vöge has fallen, everybody's crashing. Kwiatkowski down as well, maybe that's part of a GC rider. We can get Teutenberg to the front, maybe. No, Split has happened once again. We've got 9k to go up here. The breakaways fighting for the victory as we speak. Van der Horst, Klismets, Reed and so forth. These guys are on roughly 2 minutes on GC. Visser was up there as well. It's going to be Klismets taking the victory. Van der Horst perhaps taking the GC lead? I think so. Or actually, this Haas guy is on 24 seconds, so he might take the jersey. Anyway, in the peloton, still 2 groups, which is great because maybe we take down on other GC riders with Torres. Come on, Torres, in the wheel of Bruto Mese. Can we get as close as possible in GC by starting the sprint as we speak? There we go. Teutenberg, you might as well just sit up because I don't want to close the gap either with you. There we go. Torres will finish somewhere in the top 15, so that's okay, I think. But the problem is, it's on 7 minutes of the front of the race. This means Rainer Haas of AC Sparta Praha is now the leader of the Tour de Hungary by 6 minutes 30 on the peloton. I think Torres is also on 6 minutes 30. Yes, indeed. So Lutsenko is on the same time, Butrago is on the same time, and Buchmann is on the same time. Also Michael Wood, so some proper climbers in this race. But let's be honest, 59 mountain Haas, 54 mountain Van der Horst, Visser with 58, Klismets with 57. These riders should not survive the mountain stage to come. Anyway, I think it's simple to conclude that I made this race so much harder than it had to be by simply not controlling the breakaway. So it's time for the mountain stage. We are not in the top 10 favorites with Pablo Torres. That's crazy, he's 77 mountain. Anyway, let's hope Pablo's daily form is good and let's prove this game wrong. I'm going to try something. I'll try to attack with Torres and Teutenberg because let's be honest, Teutenberg and Torres, they're both on 6 minutes 30 and 7 minutes 40 in GC. So on paper, they're not dangerous for GC, right? Oh my god, how is this strategy working? This makes no sense, but then again, riders like Mark Hirschi joining the breakaway as well. Can I get another rider up there? Maybe Louis Jolers together with these guys, Gamper and Covey? Let's try that. Because if it's down to AC Sparta Praha to control all these attacks, then they won't be good enough to do that, I think. So let's try and move to the front with Föge, Burnett and with Wilkes. There we go. Can we attack away as well with these 3 riders? There we go. Come on. Our entire team is trying to attack away from the peloton today. Why not? And in the peloton, it is still AC Sparta Praha that has to control. So I feel like this might work. Okay, we're not exactly getting away. Burnett is done for. Föge is done for. I've tried my best. Lurs is done for. Wilkes is trying to bridge himself. But in the breakaway, the gap is pretty prominent to the peloton. 1 minute 40. So maybe because they catch Lurs and so forth, AC Sparta Praha might have spent so much energy they can't catch the eventual full breakaway. That's my theory. Oh my god, what is happening? Haas together with 2 teammates is attacking from the peloton because they're pacing so hard. Behind we've got Jungels trying to bridge towards that. Diaz is now pacing for Euskaltel behind. What is happening in this race? Now Christian Rodriguez, one of the leaders of Astana, is also trying to bridge towards that Rainer Haas group. This is the craziest stage I've played in this episode, easily. But now Almonetto is dropping Haas for AC Sparta Praha in that chasing group, so he's dropping his own leader, which now he's waiting for him. I think Haas is suffering. If I pull with Lurs, I think he won't be able to follow. Jungels is also waiting. I don't know what's happening anymore. I honestly just don't know what's happening anymore. There's one thing I'm pretty certain about right now. Rainer Haas will not be in the yellow jersey at the end of today's stage because he looks like he's suffering just being in this group right now. To spice things up, Burnett and Föge have recovered in the peloton behind, so let's attack away from the peloton again. There we go. Why not? Why not have some fun? So yeah, Föge and Burnett are now in the group with Rainer Haas, so is Christian Rodriguez, but I don't actually know what my plan is here, so I think I'll just sit up. There's no point for me to bring the yellow jersey and Christian Rodriguez to the front of the race and Bob Jungels, so let's just sit up and see what happens. There we go. Caught by the peloton. It's now a breakaway of 16 up the road with Teutenberg and Torres. A pretty simple scenario. Looks like Oscar Rodriguez is suffering in this group. Turns out, not just suffering, he's actually dropped. Absolute perfection right now. We got Teutenberg over that second cat climb. He's now helping Torres by pacing this front group. We've got 5 minutes roughly on the peloton. I think Astana's pacing like crazy here because they do want to save their chances for GC. And for that, they have to catch a group with Torres, and I don't want that to happen. We tried some crazy tactics in today's stage, but it is actually working. 16 kilometers to go. We are in the breakaway with Torres, and Teutenberg is still pacing, spending all his energy to keep the gap towards the peloton as high as possible. The gap is now 2 minutes 20, and Astana's gone. they do not have the riders to pace, so it's down to Oiskaltel and Polti, etc. to now pace. So I reckon we've got this. Come on, Torres, this is yours. Teutenberg is done for with 11 kilometers to go on the climb. That's perfectly fine. What a day by him for Torres. James Knox is now pacing for Ineos, while I'm trying to do the bare minimum in this group to stay in the group itself. So come on, Torres. This day has to be yours. James Knox is done for. Kwiatkowski comes to the front but is not pacing. I need to keep the tempo going because the peloton is only 1 minute and 10 seconds behind right now with 8 kilometers to go. Come on, Torres, keep the tempo going on. Let's do 71, 72, nothing too crazy. In the peloton, Rainer Haas is dropped. Lutsenko is attacking towards the breakaway. Hopefully he cannot catch up. Come on, Torres, 5.5 kilometers to go, my man. Steepest section is incoming. The peloton has caught up. We've got some attacks. Kwiatkowski, Hirschi, and so forth. I'm doing my own tempo into the last 3.5 kilometers, but I have the energy, so come on, Torres. We can still win this. We can still win this. We just have to catch up by the time we hit the finish line. Sobrero attacking, Sanchez trying to follow, Kwiatkowski, Hirschi. Come on, Torres, 2.5 kilometers towards the top. Please let the others be out of energy soon because my energy is not too bright either right now. And we've got Sheffield now attacking on the left side of the road, Butrago on the right side of the road. I am not looking too great right now. Let's do 69, maybe a little less. 66, something like that. Come on, Torres, to the top, to the top. Last 800 meters, we've got a sprint right now. We've got a sprint. That is Sanchez going for it. We're not going to win today's stage. Berhe is in front of us, but it's going to be Pelayo Sanchez. Yes, that wins the stage. Jasper Stuyven from the breakaway finishes second. We're going to finish top 5, but this is not the result we were looking for, that's for sure. Oh my god, I think Visser is going to finish within 5 minutes, which means that he's likely to win GC here at Tour de Hongrie. That's one of the riders from the last stage, from the breakaway. That was a batshit crazy stage. We did not win, but I had so much fun riding this. On 18 seconds, Pablo Torres, not the result we were looking for. We have to be honest with that. And in the general classification, Guillaume Visser wins ahead of Dennis van der Horst. 2 riders from the breakaway of the last stage. I fucked up there. Pablo Torres finishes on the same time as Butrago in 4th. That's also a bummer. No podium for us. Now, obviously, we do take home the green jersey, the points classification with Teutenberg because we did pretty solid in the sprints. And Pablo Torres takes home the white jersey, but that's not the jersey color we were looking for. I wanted that yellow jersey. In the end, top 5 in GC, 2 stage wins. I wanted more than that, but I gotta be honest, I enjoyed myself, and that's the most important. Now, to finish off today's episode, we have one more thing to do, and that's transfer dossiers once again. 9 points to spend. Now, I am looking for young mountain support, and there's 2 riders that stand out. First of all, William Junior Lesser, 73 mountain, 76 medium mountain, and 74 hill. Only 23. When it comes to potential, more puncher than actual climber and stage races. Now, the other rider I do like is Finlay Pickering, British, 74 mountain, 72 medium mountain, 73 hill, also 23. He's got 5-star stage races, 4.5-star climber, and 4.5-star puncher potential. So on paper, that's a little bit better. In real life, Lesser has broken through more than Pickering has, so I'll go for the rider that still has to break through, Finlay Pickering. I'll add him to my list. There we go. British rider coming to REMBE. If he wants to, that is. Anyway, our transfer dossier list after today is pretty damn good. Georg Steinhauser, German GC rider, Paul Manier, versatile sprinter / puncher from France, and Finlay Pickering, British mountain support. Let's confirm the dossiers. There we go, and that's our list. Anyway, with Eschborn-Frankfurt and Tour de Hongrie behind us, our next races will be one-day races in Belgium, Antwerp Port Epic, Ronde van Limburg, then Germany, Rundum Köln, and once again Belgium, Circuit Franco-Belge, ZLM Tour, etc. But that's for next time. As always, thank you for watching. Thanks to REMBE Pro Cycling for sponsoring this series, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.